Carrie Argerbright, and today I'm going to be discussing the negative impact that the media has on body image. We live in a world that is full of media, and there's absolutely no way to avoid it. The media uses perfect bodies, faces, hair, and clothes to make you feel like this is how you should represent yourself. When these images surround people, they start to believe that this is how they should look themselves. Young adults are targeted the most by the media's portrayal of people. Today I'm going to persuade you that the media's images and advertisements have more of an impact on your personal body image and self-esteem than you may even imagine. This is a topic that I have a big interest in because I have not only been affected by the media's unrealistic images, but I also have friends that have been heavily influenced. I'm going to offer information in an effort to persuade you of media's influence and how it plays a role in your life by describing why the media uses the images and advertisements that they do, and how other young adults have been affected. Also, why you should love yourself even if you don't look exactly how the media is trying to say you should. First, the exposure to thin ideal images increases the body dissatisfaction, mood swings, and eating disorder tendencies in young adults. The thin ideal women in media have become thinner over the years, which has caused discrepancy over what is to be the average size. Richard Hawkins, a professor at Utah State University, stated that women are conditioned to make constant social comparisons between themselves and the ideal women in media. Repeated exposure to thin ideal images in media create persistent reminders to women that they are inadequate. The women who were shown the pictures of thin ideal women had a significant higher report of body dissatisfaction than the women who were part of the control group. A study by Harrison and Cantor, who are researchers for the Center for Change, found that women who frequently view popular women's magazines have more dissatisfaction with their bodies. Ultimately, women will begin to point out numerous things that they were unhappy with and change them right away. Images that are portrayed in the media of thin women can cause lowered self-esteem as well as other problems in women all over America. Sadly, there is barely any way to avoid these images, seeing as they are practically everywhere that we turn. Let's continue to look at how perfectionism is influencing the desire to look a certain way. For the past few decades, women and men have been preoccupied with how they look on a day-to-day basis. This has called for the need for perfection to go way up, making self-esteem go down. The average woman in America is 5'4" at 140 pounds, but the average woman portrayed through the media is 5'11" at 120 pounds. Companies like Victoria's Secret and other media and magazines use models that look like this, the 5'11", 120 pounds. But in reality, most women look like the women that are now portrayed in Dove campaigns and are starting to be seen throughout the media because the media is realizing that this is an issue. Women are defined by their bodies, and their bodies are treated as objects that exist for sexual pleasure in men. In television shows, it is most popular to see this idea. Women attract men through their physical appearance, and this is known as objectification theory. Over the past 30 years, the dissatisfaction in the male body has also increased. Males want to be lean and muscular, and in a study also conducted by Sheldon, 75% have admitted to discrepancies between their ideal and perceived bodies. The media portrays men as looking like this, when the ideal and average man does not. In a body image survey, 43% of women reported that very thin or muscular models made them feel insecure about their weight, and 28% of men agreed. 49% of women also admitted that thin images in the media influenced their weight loss so that they could look like the models, and 34% of men agreed. There is really no difference in men and women and when it comes to how they are portrayed in the media. It can be seen that both have been affected and influenced by the pressures that is placed in the media. Now we are going to shift to the influence that magazines and how this type of media can affect the body image. People pick up on how models and actresses are treated based on their physical appearance that influences the reaction of everyday persons to each other. Different magazines target different age groups, and they specifically pick their models based on who they're targeting. It is also seen that if an actor or actress on television or a model in a magazine are perceived to be rewarded for and are satisfied with their lean and muscular physique. The audiences believe that in order to receive satisfaction or reward, they need to have a similar body type. Fultz and Vaughn, who are both professors in the communication at Rochester Institute for Technology, stated that heavier male actors were associated with negative comments about their appearance, and women are less likely to have celebrity crushes on a heavier actor. This is the same with men and crushes on actresses. Social cognitive theory also argues that viewers would perceive that there are benefits associated with having an attractive body where there is cost and embarrassment for being heavier. People play off what they see in the media. The men and women that are in magazines are getting rewarded for being thin and in shape, so people are influenced to think that they should get the same satisfaction if they look the same way. There are people out there that think the media has little to do with how people perceive themselves. Let's take a look at what evidence there is on this idea. The media displays lean body shapes and clearly emphasizes the ideal body, but does not seem to have an impact that we initially believe it to have on the body image. Is this true? Are there other factors in play? An analysis by Holstrom, a professor from the Ohio State University, finds that the longer the media exposure, the better the individual feels about themselves. Body dissatisfaction is found in women no matter what weight. There is an equal number of obese women and average weight women who have the desire to be thinner. In a theory of social comparison conducted by Festinger, who is also a professor in the communication department at Ohio State, suggests that the desire for stable self-appraisal motivates them to evaluate their opinion of themselves based on their peers, not the media. The media does not have an impact on the media as some may think. The low self-esteem is just how most humans are made, and every day we are surrounded with people that look better than we do. And that is what makes us more sustainable to the influence from media to look a certain way, not automatically the media. That is what some people are trying to argue, but I still believe that the media has a huge impact on what we view ourselves as. Today, I have introduced to you just how much of an impact the media has had on body dissatisfaction among young adults. The pressure to look a certain way is enhanced when it is seen through magazines, television shows, and other social media sites wherever you turn. This increases awareness in people that they do not look a certain way and creates a struggle to discover just who they are supposed to be, especially in our younger generations who are getting exposed to these images younger and younger. I hope you now see that the media does have an impact on your life, and you should start to learn to accept who you are and not turn to the media so much based on how you look. The media is using below average models, so if you do not look like them, that is completely okay. Thank you for your attention. This is the end of my presentation.